Hello, good evening, Makobura, and good evening, everyone who is going to watch this after the show and those who will be joining us. I hope you're doing well, Makobura.
Yes, good evening, Brother Ben. I'm doing good. I thank God. I hope you're also okay.
Yeah,
And just like you've said, to those who will be watching us, they should also feel at home.
okay. Today we've lost Pope, and I know you are, you are somebody who's coming who has been brought up in Catholic. I don't know so much about Catholic and even how they, things to do with their programs and everything. What does it mean, especially for the faithfuls who are from Catholic denomination?
Okay, I think first I take this opportunity to just send our condolence to the entire Catholic community and also to the whole world for
Mm.
uh, we've lost we've lost a man of God. We've lost a shepherd. We've lost the head of the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
Pope Francis started his ministerial as Pope in 2013,
yeah,
and he was such a gentle person. He's someone who really liked associating himself with the poor. He had this he had he would fail for the poor most of times. There are
yeah,
so many privileges that that position comes with, but at many times he would not take those privileges, and he would not take just because he understands the kind of sufferings which is going on around the world,
hmm,
and some of that he would do it just to associate himself, just to acknowledge the fact that the people of God, majority of the people of God, are suffering, and so he would not just take any privilege.
yeah,
And again, during his reign, there were so many things. Remember the issue of uh, identity,
okay,
the gender thing has been a problem in the entire world.
yeah,
During his reign, that question was brought forth, and it was a discussion which was going on in the whole world. And of course, he gave his thought on how that should be handled. He said that people should not be discriminated based on their gender, based on what they want to do, because if we reject them, according to his statement, he said that we would be judging, and in the Bible it is written that judgment, actually, that is something that is left for God. So
hmm,
he said that we should just embrace anyone, whether they are identifying themselves differently. So those are some of the things that he talked about. But I also remember he came to Kenya in 2015. He was he's the second pope to come to Kenya,
yeah,
and the Catholic Church has really lost a leader. Something that I've also noted is that he served until his death, and ni yule papa ambaye alijituma sana mpaka jana alikuwa anaongea na wananchi wote, alikuwa anaongea with the world, and was giving them the spirit of hope and being hopeful, and also he told the world to remember peace and such kind of things. So I think he's done well as a servant of God. He has
hmm,
done well, and what we can currently do is just to pray for his soul, so that his soul can rest in peace.
yeah.
He lived like a human, and we have to acknowledge that.
Thank you so much, Makobura, for such a wonderful message. And um, Kibogong say, did he ask Catholics to respect gay marriages? That is what Kibogong is asking.
Yes,
Kibogong, thank you so much and welcome to the show. I hope you're doing
yes.
fine.
Okay, sorry. Yes, he did say that people should be respected. whether gay, whether which, any kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he said that as much as it is not within the doctrines of Christianity,
Yeah.
but I cannot discriminate them according to his statements. And he said that if, for example, we discriminate them, that would mean that we are judging them.
Yeah.
And judgment should then mean that we are taking the role of God. And it is written in the Bible, just like I've said,
Yeah.
that judgment should be left for God. So it's just the Pope said that we just associate ourselves with them because they are all human beings. And if we start pointing out that they're sinners,
Yeah.
then it would mean that, if you point out, just like if you read the book of the Gospels,
Mm-hmm.
there are these Pharisees who would come to church and say that, they would be praying in church and, while asking for forgiveness or telling God to remember them, they
Yeah.
would come out and say that, you know what, God, I have sinned, but I'm not a sinner like my brother Benson here. I know him, he went somewhere and, took some alcohol or such kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus talked about that. He said that if you think that your neighbor has sinned more than you do, then, you're not going with a good heart before God. And
Yeah.
I think based on that, he was trying to just say that we have to accept those people. We should not discriminate them
Mm-hmm.
because they are all human beings.
Okay, thank you so much, Makobura. And Douglas Kibogong, I hope Makobura has really answered your question well. Maybe if you have
Yeah,
something that you know.
maybe to add on something, but I
Yeah.
remember this, of course, that issue brought a lot of conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the bishops, the bishops in Africa, they did not really welcome that.
Mm-hmm.
And they wrote a letter to the Pope and told him that we Africans, there's a way we have been brought up,
Mm-hmm.
and kindly allow us in our churches within the African. And I remember particularly Bishop Anyolo
Yeah.
of Kenya said that them they will not bless such kind of marriages, and he gave his reasons. He said that this is Africa and there's a way that we do things and there is culture and such kind of things. If we do that, it would be going against our culture. And he didn't complain. He said it is well.
Yeah, so that is remind us it is well with my soul. When sorrows, I don't know whether you at the Catholic denomination too, you're saying it is well with my soul. That is a very famous song, especially when you lost or when the loved one is being given uh, last send off or the last respect. It is usually being played. And any other news apart from that, apart from the death of
Okay. Maybe final thing that I also needed to say is that currently, of course, Catholic Church do not have a pope.
mhm,
But normally there's a way, there's a way all those things are done until we get the next pope.
yeah,
Currently, there's a cardinal who was elected to, be like a spokesperson, and that is the cardinal. It's called Cardinal Kevin. He's the one who gave the message about the death of Pope.
mhm,
But again, there's going to be a meeting of cardinals, and around 10 of them actually qualify to be Pope. There would be a selection of among the 10. I think there are around 10 cardinals. And then from that, there is always a way on which that selection is done, and possibly afterwards we'll have another pope who will take over from Pope Francis.
okay, thank you. Is it the first pope to die on the throne, or other?
No, he's not the first pope to die in on the throne.
Mhm,
Previously, more majority of them have always died on the throne, but
okay,
his predecessor did not actually die. He resigned because he had so many health problems.
mhm,
He had so many health problems, and he was relieved based on that.
okay,
But this is actually different because Pope Francis, as much as he was suffering, he was having, he was not feeling well. He was on and off in hospital. He
Mhm.
did not really resign, but he performed his duties until the last hour.
Okay, when the right time, they say that when the right time comes, it will happen. So and something that I usually say that in this world is especially death is something that is with us, and it's something that we cannot run away from. And each and every day you wake up, you near your death, or you near your death exit. The only issue that we don't know is that how will we exit. There's those of us who will exit in pain through sickness, there are those who will exit through accident, there are those who will exit that you speak with them today and the next minute they're nowhere to be seen. So each and every one of us or as have their their path has been written on how they will exit this world. So it is a fact that we have to embrace and be aware of as we continue to live in this world. No, we know that our days are numbered. I don't know which verse usually says that God help me to count my days. You know, I don't know which book is that, but I'm not quoting it correctly. So thank you so much. And to the Catholic faithfuls, we take this time and hour to wish you well during this difficult time that you are going through as faithful. May you find peace and strength in the Lord. That's how we say. Thank you so much Makobura. Makobura, nikuulize kwa sababu wewe unajua Kiswahili, labda unaijua lakini au si vile unajua ile ya kuzungumza. Kuna jana Mkenya mwenzetu ambaye anaishi Canada, pia alikuwa ni mtu ambaye alikuwa anatumia mtandao sana. Katika pilika zangu za kupitia kwenye mtandao nilimuona akasema kwamba yeye amesahau Kiswahili ama kuongea katika lugha yetu ya Kiswahili, na hata ukimsikiza katika ile harakati yake ya kuongea ulikuwa unahisi ni kwamba amesahau kwa kweli. Na hiyo inakuonesha nini katika nchi yetu ya Afrika?
What I've always learned is our good brothers and sisters who, for example, have gotten the opportunity to go abroad, whether in America or whether in Europe.
Mm.
We are Africans, and sometimes you find that some people do not really want to associate themselves with, where they've come from.
Yeah.
Kuna wale ambao saa zingine wanataka, they want to shed off that Africa, that mentality of Africa or anything.
Mhm.
And if they go to these other countries, they want to blend and to behave. They try to acquire new characters, new behavior, new environment. So you find that even the way they speak, it totally changes. But one thing I know is that if you are brought up in the Republic of, for example, in Africa or in Kenya,
Mhm.
and you've gotten the opportunity to get out of Kenya, if you are already an adult,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a possibility of such a person forgetting
Mhm.
the local languages. So whether it's mother tongue, whether it's Kiswahili, or if you are brought up, if this is a language that you learned and you would speak at a early age,
Yeah.
I don't think it is possible for someone to forget.
Mhm.
And we are human beings. Wengine hata mimi sahii nikirudi nyumbani naweza jifanya nimesahau Kijaluo. There's that possibility. So
Okay.
but
Nakubaliana na
mm,
unajua, nakubaliana na wewe asilimia 100%, lakini
mhm.
ukipata kwamba labda tuseme mzungu amekuja Afrika na aanze kuzungumza katika lugha ya Kiswahili, tuseme ako Afrika Mashariki, aanze kuzungumza na labda kwamba atakuwa anazungumza kwa lugha ya Kiswahili, lakini matamshi yake haitakuwa inatoka vile kama sisi, kwa sababu labda sisi tumezaliwa na tumelelewa katika mazingira ambao labda
Yeah.
tutakuwa tunasema Kiswahili. Unapata kama kuongea kwetu ni rahisi sana, kwa vile ni inakaa hii lugha ni geni kwake, atakuwa ana kwama kiasi, na unapata yeye akiongea hivyo, kwa watu wengi wanaona kwamba huyu amebobea, yani anaweza jua aje, inakuwa ni sifa nyingi. Unapata kwamba wengi hawamtusi hata katika mtandao wa jamii.
You know what normally?
Lakini wewe ukienda kwa nchi za nje, alafu ukuwe na hiyo lugha yao, ujaribu kuongea kama hao, unapata kwamba ukirudi watu watakuwa wanakutusi. Tofauti iko wapi?
Okay. It's that reminds me when I was growing up. I've always told you that I've been having a problem with hii mambo ya Kiswahili imenitatiza. Na nakumbuka when I was growing up, tulikuwa na ng'ombe walikuwa watatu hivi. So most of times I would look after these 3 kettles. And kulikuwa na niseme majirani ambao walikuwa wanatoka mbali kidogo. Wao walikuwa naishi Nairobi, na mara nyingi ni wale we were all age mates.
Yeah.
And so saa zingine nikiwa kwa hii harakati yangu ya kuangalia looking after the kettles, I would go to their place. Alafu Kiswahili yangu ilikuwa chini sana, naona kila time wanazungumza Kiswahili. Alafu sasa mimi nikaanza kushangaa, hao watu tumegrow na wao, ni vile tu walipata nafasi wakaenda huku Nairobi, sasa wamerudi hawataki kuniongelesha Kijaluo, wamenieka na Kiswahili na sijui and it's not that they did not really know Luo or they could not speak in Luo, but I think sometimes they just found it easy conversing in that language. So there's always this mentality. The reason why you find that when someone who is not really from that origin, and they start speaking in that language, watu wanajiuliza amejua aje? Na tena unapata wale ambao wamezaliwa huku wako na uwezo na wanajua yale mambo ambayo wanafaa kujua, wao wanajaribu kujitenga nayo. They don't want to associate themselves that they know it, And so hiyo ndio inashangazanga watu. How comes someone who is not from here ako na ile nia and he really want to get to understand or to speak in this language, na ako na that anajituma ili ajue, lakini wale ambao wako na uwezo wa kujua na tena wanajua hawataki kuizungumza. Sasa inakuja inatatiza kidogo, lakini hayo yote I think it's always a decision that is made by an individual depending on what they are trying to show the people around them. There's always again this mentality that if someone comes and they're not speaking this language, they are somehow superior. There's that mentality that is fixed in us. Lakini wengine nao wanakwanga wa ukweli. Kama juzi kuna wengine ilikuwa ina trend kwa social media in TikTok. Actually not even one, there are 2. Kuna huyu msichana ambaye pia alikuwa ameishi Amerikani, alafu sasa walikuwa na mazishi ya I think the grandfather or the grandmother, alafu alikuwa ameambiwa azungumuze alafu akaambiwa ati huku there's a culture, ukikuja lazima useme ulululu, and it has a meaning. And so the lady was, she wanted to associate herself, with the culture and home and everything, and she, na hakutaka kujua watu watasema nini. That was something coming, someone who is genuine. But sometimes you do find people who are fully aware, they're also coming and they want to pretend that they are not aware, and that becomes something else.
Okay, sawa. Asante sana Makobura kwa maelezo hayo. Unajua kila siku kuna ile wanasema kwa lugha ya Kiswahili kwamba wachamilwa ni mtumwa, kwamba ukisahau mila yenyu we ni mtumwa. Lakini nakubaliana na wewe, kuna wale ambao labda wamezaliwa katika mazingira fulani, sana sana labda we ni mtu wa Afrika, babako alikuwa anaishi Afrika na mamako wakakuja kutafuta kazi Amerikani, alafu kazaliwa hapo, ukazaliwa Amerikani, utapata kwamba lugha ambayo unaijua vizuri, kwa sababu kwa mara mingi katika pilika zako za mtoto ama kwenda shule, utapata kwamba atakuwa anazungumza kwa lugha ya Kimombo. Hiyo ni kitu ambacho kinaeleweka, lakini tuseme kwamba labda ulikuwa kama babako, tuseme alikuwa ako Kenya lakini amehamia kwa hiji nchi geni, alafu takriban miaka miwili anakuja anasema kwamba amesahau lugha ya mama, inakera kidogo, kwa sababu lugha ya mama ni lugha ya mama. So na ni lazima pia tuwakubali wale ambao wanajaribu kuiga, wakishaenda kwa hizo nchi mbalimbali kuiga kuongea kwao, ili pia akuwe sawa nao. Tusiwatusi, ila tuwakumbushe kwamba usisahau lugha ya mama sana. Asante sana. Thank you so much, Makobura, for coming in, and Miguda too. Thank you for coming in. Miguda, I will give you a chance to say a word of hi. Douglas Kibogong is and Mark Ruto is visiting China. Comment on it. Yes, he'll be going for China, and some Kenyans, the group of Kenyans who are asking President William Ruto, especially when you read the Daily Nation, they were saying, do not go and get some loans. Who is going to pay this loan? So that is a tour. And also, I know in the visit of China, he was supposed to be going with one of members of parliament who declined. I will not mention the name, but he declined. And people thought that it was due to political play, you know. But all in all, everybody is allowed to comment what they want and what they feel is good, for them, and we cannot stop them from saying so. Today's topic is Ruto Nightmare is back as Raila political base shaken after Orengo remarks. And Makobura, you know, the Orengo remarks have created eruption, especially political eruption in Right Honorable Prime Minister base, and with people giving different thinking and different issues. There are those who are protesting against Orengo, and there are those also who are protecting Orengo or protesting for Orengo. So it has created that, and it has created a conversation. If you go on TikTok, there are people who are raising so many questions. Ben Kitengano setbook. There are those Kibugong. Kitengano, naelewa. So like it has created this, and people believe that the nightmare now is coming like because when President William Ruto supported Raila, it was well conceived that the Raila base will always agree with what Raila is telling them, especially let us stop promote the government, or let us support the broad-based government. But that is not happening because there are so many people who are descending those arguments, and people are saying, okay, you can join the government, but with us, we're not joining the government. So this data betrayal, especially on the part of President William Ruto, because like he felt like, okay, I'm going to inherit this base. And when you go also to Mount Kenya too, the base also was due to the betrayal issue. The Mount Kenya also were feeling that, okay, Rigathi Gachagua was elected with you, and now Rigathi Gachagua is no longer in the cabinet. And how is President going to handle this? And how also is Raila going to handle this? And we are looking at how is this one going to affect the broad-based government, Makobura?
Yes, so the sentiments of James Orengo has caused a lot politically, especially in the Republic of Kenya, and also in Raila support base, that is the Nyanza region, where Raila comes from. There has been a group of people having different, view when it comes to the pronouncement of James Orengo before the president and before the former prime minister, that's Raila Amolo Odinga. And what is currently happening is, the people are asking, the two different factions are asking there's a group supporting the fact that Orengo came out to mention or to point out or to remind the president and anyone in leadership that they have a duty, of course, of safeguarding what the constitution says and following as per the guidelines and everything that the constitution talks about.
Yeah.
And according to him, he pointed out issues that he thought are not being handled in the right manner. One, the issues like abductions, the issues like corruption, in
Yeah.
his statements were not things that are okay with him. And for that reason, he came out to remind the president that these things are in the constitution. The
Mm.
constitution guarantees the freedom of, the right and freedom of association and speech and all those things. And while giving that reference, remember there were a lot of people who were coming out to speak
Mhm.
freely as per what the constitution says. But what happened is some of them were abducted and some of them were killed. And the Orengo is reminding the people in leadership and most of the president and even Raila Amolo Odinga, because now ODM is you know in bed with the government, and is reminding them that let us respect the constitution.
Yeah.
Yes, we have joined hands, we are working together. What about those people who had come out as per the constitution? They were coming out to remind the people in leadership of all those things that they wanted them to do, but
Yeah.
they were killed, they were abducted, and no one is speaking about them. We've forgotten about them. And you just want us to just forget and continue and say that we are united. Those are the things that James Orengo are trying to point out. But
Okay.
again, there is a group of people who felt that that narrative was not okay. And
Mm.
according to them, they were saying that Orengo was belittling the president and also Raila Amolo Odinga. The question we're asking is, what was wrong with the statement that he gave? We saw a good number of people coming out to hold pressers saying that Orengo should be impeached based on his comments.
Mhm.
And again, there's a good number of people who are supporting the sentiments of James Orengo because they're asking, what is it that Orengo has done wrong? If he reminded the government of the things which are truly there and they're not good for the people. If someone speaks the truth, does that
Mhm.
guarantees their removal from office? And
Okay. Yeah.
if, for example, he has not performed well, is it now that they have realized that James Orengo is not performing well? Why is it that they had not, started these things of impeachment and all these kind of threats before that kind of, talk? And another thing that is also there is there's a good support from the people of Kenya, people coming from Luoland and also coming from other different communities, and they're
Yeah.
saying that what James Orengo, the governor, said were correct, and they associate themselves with it because that is a leader. That is the leader that is speaking about what is truly happening. The issue of praising a government, praising the president, without reminding the president or telling him about the things he's supposed to do is not a good thing, and that is what he had pointed. You've just asked how that is going to affect the president. Of
Mhm.
course, Kenyan politics is emotionally driven.
Yeah.
There is a good number of people who believes that the sentiments are okay, and for that reason, anything that is being spearheaded by the government, of course, they will be holding back.
Mhm.
And some of them would want or demand to want to know the reason why Orengo is being castigated, even though he came out to speak the truth. And again,
Mm.
in Luo Nyanza, there's also two factions which are now coming out. There's this that is coming out and saying that we are going to stand with the truth. We are going to remind the leadership of all those things that they've not done. And again, there's this group that is coming out to say that Orengo is not respecting the prime minister.
Yeah.
So this, of course, is going to affect the political goodwill that Raila has enjoyed in Luo Nyanza, and that, of course, is going to translate uh, uh, to the presidency level. The president is also not going to find it easy
Yeah.
because there's a group of people who are standing with that truth.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Douglas Kibogong is asking a very good question. By the way, what happened to Orengo deputy? I have not heard from him of late. Yeah, those are some of the questions that are on the ground, especially when Orengo, let's say like they succeed to impeach Orengo on what on the basis of what they are bringing, and also there was a time when ODM line of thought with uh, the deputy governor, that is Honorable Oduol, were not uh, kind of like converging. In the event that they pitch Orengo, who is going to be the deputy? Are they going to take Oduol, or they're going to bring in another person? So that is a question that we will also be answering. And Miguda, I hope you're doing well. I want to engage you in issues to do with the constitution, because when you look at our constitution, there's bills of right are one of those that are anchored in law. Yeah, at what point do we suspend the freedom of speech and freedom of expression in the context of broad-based government, such that if you criticize the broad-based government, now you are not allowed, or you are being castigated the way Orengo is? So at what point do we suspend that, or we suspend the constitution and say that Orengo, you are wrong because that you're criticizing the broad-based, that of the two?
Good evening from my side, Makobura. Good evening, Bro Benson. Good evening to all our viewers in the comment section. Thank you for also welcoming me into the show. And also, I would like also to tell our viewers that if you're watching us for the first time, kindly we do urge that you subscribe to our channel, because that's how you can support it. I would to answer your question rightfully is that I want to state very clearly that as the basic we have basic rights and fundamental freedoms as envisaged in the Constitution, that the Bill of Rights, we also ensure that we have the freedom of expression, the way you have stated clearly, and also it is the only right that is having what we call limitation, the way you have stated, and you are only limited under three grounds, but which we have said here, time without number, that if you are spreading hatred among people, then your freedom of expression is limited. If you are inciting violence, your freedom of expression is limited. And if you are propagating for war, so war, incitement, and hatred, that one, your freedom of expression is limited constitutionally, to an extent that you can be subjected to the court process. The reason why I've said that is because I told you earlier that there is no limitation that if I critique Robert government, then my freedom of expression is limited. Because if that's the case, then we are going to be arrested, all of us. We will go to the cells in this country because all of us have criticized this government. And if that's the case, that if we critic, then we are all going to be arrested and charged. So I believe that many of us will be in the courtrooms or in the cells. And the reason why I want to insist on what Orengo said, Orengo said three things, very categorical. Orengo talked about institutions. Orengo talked about constitutionalism. Orengo talked about fundamental rights of the human. In which context does those three statements talk about war, incitement, and hatred? In which context? So
Mhm.
it is just political that you are either you must, what I tell you, you are being compelled that you must support Baba. You must align with the Burmese government.
Sure.
You must. This thing of must, coercing people. Me, I will not be coerced. You let them coerce or and whoever they can coerce. But as for me, you can't force somebody to support something which is not very. All of us can support this Burmese government. That's my sincere position. Everybody can support William Ruto. We have said it. Even if you go for election, not that everybody will vote for you. No, yes, even Raila was never voted for with everybody in 2007. There's a section of people who will agree with you, will vote for you. There's a section of people who disagree with you, will not vote for you. But you cannot force everybody by force, by gun, by whatever means, by impeachment, that you must support Raila. If you don't support Raila, we are going to impeach you. If you don't support Raila, we are not going to give you ticket. So that is not politics. That's now they are trying to criminalize politics. That's why we have said that in the context of our constitution, and the same people who are subjecting you to all these things are the people for this freedom of expression. Why is that they are applying selectively? I believe that if Orengo is going to be impeached on the basis of discussing the basic rights of abduction, extrajudicial killing, and also talking about constitutionalism, also talking about institution. At the same time, he was also opposed to leaders who are praising the government. Then so be it. Bring impeachment. Why are they going around corner? Let them bring impeachment. Let them impeach Orengo. But remember, the deputy governor of Siaya is Odual. The same Odual whom they impeached, and he was saved by the Senate. So Odual is going to be the governor. They will impeach Odual again. Who is going to be the so these things they're politics, and we understand them. But that's how politics is. So Orengo is also has been politics, but it doesn't matter. Impeaching Orengo is not going to be the end of the world. Orengo might be saved by the Senate. Orengo might be saved by the court because the court also will look grounds. Why are they impeaching Orengo based on the gross violation of the constitution? Were they impeaching Orengo based on the gross misconduct? Were they impeaching Orengo based on the committing crime of international laws? If that was not the case, then it is baseless. Their claims are baseless. And Orengo might be saved by the Senate or Orengo might be saved by the court. But let them bring impeachment on the ground that Orengo opposed the broad-based government. Everybody can't be in that government they want us to be. They are saying those who want to be, let them work for them. They're at liberty, we support their union. But for us who don't want it, do not bring guns to us. Let us also have our way. And even if you force everybody, it is people who are going to vote. You cannot select that you are going to vote for Ruto now, cast your ballot. You are going to vote for somebody who's not cast your ballot. I can decide not to even go to a polling station. What will they do? They do that. So the bottom line is Orengo, in my view, Orengo express his opinion genuinely about the
Genuinely.
human rights, constitutionalism, and
Yeah.
also talks about institution. But
Yeah.
if that is the ground for impeaching, then we are glad. Let them bring impeachment. Let them impeach Orengo. We'll take it with our head high.
Ben, you once told us muktadha ama dondoo mazingira ya mazungumzo. Yeah, ipo nilisema hivyo. Now, Makobura, thank you, Miguda, for answering that. And there's also something that I need us to talk about. And Makobura, I want to know your opinion because there's this notion that is now in the broad-based government that we are bringing people together so that we want to be peaceful, and especially when you look at the Kenyan society or the Kenyan community. And I don't know, we are not at peace. Our Kenya is not at peace, I might say so. At the same time, when you're looking such like peace, we've seen quite a number of Kenyans, even in the YouTube, go to major social media platforms where they contribute even what we are doing right now, where we are trying to raise money so that we can go and do a project in one of the community to support a community or one of our community. You know, and you see the president is calling for unity. Even yesterday he used the Bible verses to defend that unity that is talking about. Yet you see all these Kenyans go to Dr. We call it Pastor Dan Wema, go to Kevin the Bold Analysis. He's doing amazing job at his platform, especially giving back to the society. And is from various part of the country. It's not very specific from it. So what is this unity that we are talking about, that Kenyans are not united, yet the politicians are united? It's only the politicians, but they have to tell Kenyans that now we have to unite.
Uh, I think these are just a political statement that is being used by the politicians, just of course to invoke the emotions of the people. Because what we are seeing in the Republic of Kenya, Kenya is a united nation, and just a minute. Would you kindly kindly allow me, Guda, to give his opinion. I set myself kindly.
Hey, Miguda.
Can you come up?
I was asking Makobura about the unity because like when you listen to messages coming from, especially, let me reframe it, when you listen to messages especially coming from the president and the messages that are coming from the right honorable base, they're kind of like different messages. One side is talking about we have to be in the government because we've been in opposition for so long, but on the president side, the president is talking about unity and bringing people together. And even the president yesterday, when he was in the church in Narok, he used the Bible verses to defend the deal of coming together between him and Raila Odinga, and even quote that those who are opposed to it, then izo ni mambo ya shetani. So at what point are Kenyans divided? Because we've seen also Kenyans from various platforms are giving out to assist in the society. So where are we divided?
We are not divided. The problem is
Yeah.
there are those people who believe that they're the only people who got the
Mm-hmm.
autonomous to speak, or they're the only people who can give people direction. The fact that it was said by a opposition leader, it was said by Mr. President, doesn't make it final. Doesn't make them right. No, the fact that you are Mr. President, that doesn't mean that you know everything. That because you are president, whatever you said is final. And you know everything. That is dictatorial regime. We are in a constitutional democracy, and even
Yeah.
if you're a party leader, certain people, you don't need to bully people that because you're a party leader, people must align with their thoughts.
Yeah.
Those things have been overtaken by events, and so that's why I believe that if you talk about the unity of the country, in my view,
Mm-hmm.
it is good because the president is a symbol of national unity. It should bring everybody together. And this issue of certain people saying that they are in government because they're opposition for law. What about other Kenyans? We need everybody to be brought into government. We don't need some people just to get because they have been missing in action. It
Yeah.
should be inclusive for each and every person in this republic. And that's why we still insist that it doesn't matter. And we have said this that they were even telling Orengo that Orengo has been in opposition since he was born. They should be
Mm-hmm.
very clear about their history because Orengo was the minister for lands under the coalition government. Was that not government? Orengo was given full ministry with the flag on his vehicle. That was government. Orengo has been in government. So they should not treat people as if they're the people who only have the autonomous to speak. That if you speak, they rubbish everything you're saying. But when they speak, they're right. That's why they are playing with that we are in government, we are in opposition. Hatujaingia, tumeingia. We are in government, we are not the government. Those things, they're just making noise. People have
Mm-hmm.
made their mind and they know what is what is wrong and what is right,
Mm-hmm.
and they let them just play their politics because it's normal. Wish them all the best. But this issue of unity, which you have asked me, I believe that
Mm-hmm.
it is not only unity when laws have been appointed. No, it is unity when we have that structure whereby everybody is included in that government. And this is why I'm saying that one. It is not even sympathy for you to be appointed or someone as it's a mercy. No, you have a right to be
Yeah.
appointed if you are qualified. You have a right to be distributed resources from central government to your
Mm-hmm.
region. There are no sympathy that the president we are in government now. Roads are coming in Nyanza. Now
Mm-hmm.
we are getting appointments in government. No, we must be appointed in government, whether they like it or they don't like it. Whether we vote for him or we are not voting for him, we must be in that government because we are part of the country. We pay taxes. It is inclusivity. Therefore, we also must be, our roads must be constructed. Our kids must get bursaries because we paid taxes. This
Yeah.
issue of you is like you want to make president look like he's a king, and when he give you
Mm-hmm.
something, it's a favor. It's not a favor. It's your right. You
Okay.
have to, whether you vote for him or you don't vote for him. Those things must be stated clearly before we come to support. Before you want us to support the government, we also have to agree that there are things that must be set very clear. And when
Okay.
we say that, it's only
Mm-hmm.
convenient for them when they are in government. when they're working. You know, when Orengo received William Ruto, before Gobe's government, Orengo was praised by the KK regime. But now when Orengo is setting records clear, they're opposing him. It is the same Orengo who respect the institution and understand the coordination between county government and national government. That is why he received William Ruto in Siaya. The same Orengo is telling them to respect the constitution. The same Orengo is telling them to respect the basic rights. So that one must be very clear. We, the people, we believe that Orengo is very right, and we are aligned with these thoughts. We are aligned with this opinion, and we are supporting. Even if they impeach him, we'll be glad to have him back home as part of the people. And now it will be very interesting. In fact, Orengo should even go for president after impeachment.
Okay, thank you so much. And Makumbura, before you come in, I want to read for you something. And we were just looking at the shake that has taken place, especially in Raila Odinga stronghold, because where there's this conversation, there are people who are protesting and those who are not protesting. And I want to read for you something that was written on the X space some few days ago by Saboti member of parliament. This is Honorable Caleb Amisi, and this is what I quote. Ruto is giving a lot of money to a few people close to Raila and many Nyanza leaders to twist the ground to force Baba to work with Ruto until 2027. The bloggers have been paid handsomely to attack us and propagate broad-based nonsense. The Hurricane Katrina that will hit Ruto in 2027 is still doing press-ups. Kenyans have made a solemn decision to send Ruto home for the sake of the sovereignty of the state of Kenya. His option is either to cause chaos, war, or live peacefully. It is done. My brother, sio lazima uwe rais. The nation is more important than an individual. As we also give you a take, I want to play for you also a video where one of the members of the public were saying something that is quite interesting. And these are people coming from Nyanza. These are the people who are talking. And you want to listen to them. And people are saying it is the first time in the history whereby rebellion is coming. People are rebelling against the broad-based government with Raila. So just continue as I search for that video about
okay. Okay. Yeah. So just
okay,
like
wait. As you then you combine them together with this is what one of the somebody from
hatujakataa kuingia.
Let me start to play it for you.
Hiyo ndo tabia yenye mmezoea.
So this is a video by one of the people from Nyanza. It's called Nyando.
Mama Aida Odinga. Ndiyo hatujakataa kuingia kwa government. Hatuna shida na nyinyi kuingia kwa government. Sababu hiyo ndo tabia yenye mmezoea. Kila siku watu wetu kama jamii ya Wajaluo tukisha kufa, mnapitia kwa mlango wa nyuma, mnaingia kwa government. Hatujakataa Mama Aida. Lakini swali langu ni moja. Ni which government ambaye tunaingia? Kwa government ambaye iliua watu wetu 2020 financial bill ya 2023 to 2024. Kwa government yenye iliua watu wetu kwa financial bill ya 2024-2025. Mama Aida, sisi hatuna shida, hatuna haja na hatuna shida na nyinyi kuingia kwa government. Nyinyi ingeni tu kwa government ya Ruto, hatukatai. Lakini sisi kama jamii ya Wajaluo, msitulazimishe na kuingia kwa president support William Samoei Ruto. Msitulazimishe nayo. Sijui ni pesa gani inatembea hapa Nyanza saizi kwa ma MPs wetu. Ambaye ma MPs wetu saizi sisi kama raia tumekuwa adui wao. Sababu gani? Sababu tunapinga broad-based government. Sababu tunapinga. Sasa sisi kama wananchi ambaye tuliwapea kazi, sasa tunakuwa adui wao. Kama Ruto anawapea pesa, kuleni tu pesa vizuri tu, lakini msiwe na mdomo mingi ya kukuja kutulazimisha nayo tuingie katika serikali ya William Samoei Ruto. Sisi hatuingii. Comes rains, comes shine. Sisi hatuingii kwa
Okay, that is one of the residents from Luo Nyanza. He was speaking and airing his views. He has talked about money. And if you listen also to Caleb Amisi is also talking about money. It's just insinuating that all thing that is happening, this is because of there's some money that is floating somewhere. That is according to his way of thinking. So maybe you can pick it from there, and Miguda will pick up too.
Brother Ben, if you can remember the first day I gave my opinion when we first saw the first presser by those people who are opposing James Orengo. I also said that there is a possibility that, of course, the government, led, of course, by William Samoei Ruto, uh, might be sponsoring this kind of pressers, and it is so unfortunate. I also want to concur and to say here that the way that gentleman has spoken, I really support that kind of conversation. And I'm also saying, let ODM, led by Raila Amolo Odinga and those members of parliament, let them not force us to join a government that killed our people, a government that killed people from the Mount Kenya region, from the Kamba region, from the coastal region, from northeastern, from western. They have to come out first and tell us that those youths, those people who died, reminding them of their responsibility, are they going to get justice? Are they going to be respected? That is number one thing that they have to give. I mean, number one answer that we need to hear as a people. Number two, they cannot and they should not force people to join a government that is not listening to the people. They should not force people, citizens, to join a government that is only, concerned about, bribing members of parliament so that they can come up with laws or so that they can force people to follow them. It is no longer those days that they thought that the people of Kenya do not know their rights. Currently, the people of Kenya are very wise, and people are making decisions based on the first experience that they go through. It is in order for leaders or political leaders to come out and force a community or force the citizens to support leaders if they've not seen the fruits, if they've not seen these leaders do anything positive to them. Just because, for example, some members of parliament were given the opportunity to be chairman or chairman of certain committees within the parliament, that does not guarantee or that does not give them the leeway to force their constituents to also support that government, because the benefits that they get are all personal. And I want to say here, and to make it very clear, the people in leadership has to respect the citizens. And I also saw the comments of Mama Ida Odinga saying that this we there's something that is coming out, there's something that we are getting from this government and that we should use it wisely. I want to disagree with that, and I'm saying that there's nothing positive that is really being gotten by the citizens at the lowest level. If there's something that is coming from the government, then it is being enjoyed by the political class. If William Ruto wants to, the support of the people of Kenya, he has to come out and first address the issues which are being raised by the people of Kenya. Failure to do so, it is not going to be easy for him, because this is the first time in the Republic of Kenya that all Kenyans, be it youths, be it women, grandparents, everyone is currently involved and they are fully aware of what is happening in this government. So it is upon the leaders, if they want re-election, they have to perform as per what the constitution says. They have to build roads, they have to do infrastructures, they have to solve the problems and make the lives of the people of Kenya easy. The issues of high taxation and all those things are not supposed to be a problem to the people of Kenya. I can see some comments here from Douglas is saying, suppose the platform is against Raila. I don't know what you mean by saying so. But we've also said that is a court order a tissue paper, as Matiang'i said. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I don't know. There's no one here who is saying in this platform. We are not saying that our followers or anyone who is watching has to support or has to vote for Matiang'i. No one has said so, and we are not aligned to any political leaders. We are simply giving our views based on the current issues. And part of the current issues is, of course, the issues which were raised by one politician, James Orengo, pointing out to serious issues which are affecting the people of Kenya, affecting the youth, affecting the economy, issues to do with abductions, people were killed. There's nothing, there's no any politician or leader who has come out to say that all those people who died, they are going to be compensated. Kenya lost so many people, among them very young, energetic, educated people. And their families are asking, what is it about this union that we are being told about, the broad-based? Why do you get into a government or start supporting a government that has killed its youths? Why are we not seeing them? I mean, the government compensating or coming out to address issues like abduction. We've never seen any leader come out and say that going forward, those, especially those in government, we've not seen them come out and say that going forward, we are not going to see abductions. We've not seen any leader come out and say that those who are killed, we are going to visit their families and console them. We've not seen leaders come out and say that the injustices that were forced into the people of Kenya, we are going to solve them. We've not seen leaders come out and tell us that the roads which had been started and they were pending, we are going to finish them. We've not seen them come out to say that all those monies which were, looted from the people of Kenya, all the corrupt issues, I mean the corrupt cases, all the leaders who are, involved in corruptions, we've not seen them taken to court. We've not seen them return the money that they took from the people of Kenya. And these are the questions that the people of Kenya are asking. We are not, the people of Kenya are not interested on who is going to be the next president. They're only interested in one, solving the problems, making the economy work, reducing the taxes, creation of job opportunities. Those are the issues which the people of Kenya are asking. And for this government of William Samoei Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga, they should not come out and force the people of Kenya to join the broad-based. The people of Kenya are still bitter about everything that they've gone through. The youths are still bitter about the injustices that they saw during the June 22, 2024. There's no any leader who has come out to even told them, to even console them. There's no any leader who has come out to confirm to the people of Kenya that going forward, the constitution is going to be respected. Those are the issues which we have to get answers to. Mr. Migure, you can give your take on that as well.
Oh, okay. I was saying first, let me set one thing very clearly. I don't know who is supporting Matiang'i in this channel. Maybe Marco Bura, maybe Bro Benson, but as I know with them, Marco Bura is not pro Matiang'i. Bro Benson is not pro Matiang'i. No one is supporting Matiang'i. We are not saying Matiang'i. And in fact, if you watch what I talked about on Saturday, I opposed Matiang'i to no man. And Marco Bura, it is recorded very clearly Saturday. We want to oppose Matiang'i because we have said Matiang'i also has some question to answer because he presided over extrajudicial killing and the bodies were found at River Yala. We have not forgotten. He vandalized the Chinese gambling machine among youths. We have not forgotten. We have not said Matiang'i is the better option, no. And also, we are not opposing Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Very important. And no one has come out opposing him. We are only differing with him ideologically, and we are not even begging. We differ with him ideologically. but we don't oppose him, because you can't come here and say that we're opposing him. And if we voted for him in 2022, we voted for him 2017, we voted for him 2013, we voted for him 2007. How can we say that we don't want him? We have been voting for him all along, but we have said, no, Baba, here, you have your opinion, you are entitled to go and join. But it doesn't mean that easy. Wherever he goes, people must go. No, you also have to serve your opinion. That as we are also seeing that, okay, you have your friends, be there, support him. But even us, leave us outside so that we can critique. Leave us with the people, leave us with the constitution, and leave us with the institution. As for you and your allies, you are at liberty to support. Those things must be understood very clearly. We have not said that this channel is anti-Baba. It is not anti-Baba. This channel is pro-Matiang'i. It's not pro-Matiang'i. Matiang'i did not even give us anything, even Baba. But we have said that we have supported Baba. We are his foot soldiers from time immemorial. We have been there. We have been on the street. We have attended rallies of ODM. But we are also saying, as for this one, we are saying, you can have your opinion, join. But as for us, also, you don't need to carry everybody with you. No. You can just go with those MPs. Fine. The way we respect your opinion to join. And in fact, we support the MOU between UDA and the ODM. We support fully. We support everything. Let them have hands. Let them have MOU. Let them have CS slots. Let them have everything. But don't come and take people that you, Makobura, go to government. You, Brother Benson, how? We don't understand why we are going to that government. So the way we respect your opinion, we respect your positions, we respect you. You are an elder. You are our leader. We have been within the struggle. We have voted for you many times. We believe in your ideologies. We respect them. The same way, you also have to respect our opinion. That as for we, the people, let us remain with the people. We don't want to be in government. We are where we are, but it doesn't reflect that now we are in Matiang'i. Matiang'i just came the other day. Where was Matiang'i? Matiang'i was not even there during the Gen Z protests. How can we support someone who was hiding abroad? Now he's coming here to ride on the Gen Z wave. We are not going to support him. We are not going to vote for him. That one must be put very clearly. Makubura, back to you.
Maybe before I let you go, you can also give us how this, how these political differences in Nyanza, how is it going to affect, the president? And again, there's a comment, the Oma Bay senator said today that as ODM, they're going to field a presidential candidate. And as much as they are currently in unison working with the government, that is not a guarantee that they are going to support that government come 2027. Maybe you can give us your take on that, and then yeah, you can give us your take on that, and then we'll just finish. And there's also a comment here from Gypsycon. I think it's directed to you. You can give us your take as well.
What I wanted to say that we understand the Nyanza people. There's no division in Nyanza. There's no division among the Luo people. There is only that ideological differences. We can't think the same. If we think the same, then we are not human beings. That the people are saying, in fact, nobody's even opposing what Raila did and Ruto, for your information. Because people are saying, even though you are in government, but remember basic rights, remember constitutionalism, remember institution. And even he cited that, even me, before broad-based government, I welcome Ruto in Siaya to demonstrate that I respect coordination between county and national. That thing is very simple to understand. No one is fighting here. We're just saying, it's fine, be there, but remember all these your values. Do not come and lecture us that we must, you must, you shall, you must. Those things we don't want to hear. Those are things we are differing with them. That you don't come and now tell us that you must. We must do what? We allow you to exercise your democratic space. Even you allow other people to speak. They want even to control what should come to your mind. That when you take a mic, you must say this thing. You must sing the tune of the president. You must be psychophant. You must be loyalist. You must praise your president. How? No. You have your opinion. That one must be taken to record. So there's this thing you are saying that there's a division. No, there's no division. We're just differing ideologically. Because we are neighbors, how can we defend when we are using the same highway to go home? How can we defend with some people? They share the common, they share the common ancestral lineage. There's no difference here. How can we defend you? There is intermarriage, and people have business, and we are also related. There's no division. We are just saying, okay, even though you have your space as the people who have joined here, but let us do not use us to be part of you, that you have come with the people. Which people? No, just carry your own cross. That one we will say each and every day. We will not have from saying it. So the so-called fielding a presidential candidate, I think those are things they have been saying. They are not going to field a presidential candidate. Those are just politics. UD and ODM are working together progressively towards 2027. And let me tell you one thing, Makobura. I haven't talked to you for a long time. Yesterday yesterday I talked to your favorite, the favorite MP for Kenyans, and we talked over. Actually, he was at Karen Hub. So if you know the location, he was at Karen Hub. Then I asked him, bro, what's the future? Then he told me, Baba is not trustworthy. So you understand what we are saying. That is someone who has been allied to Baba for long. What I was trying to say is that we let us just respect each other opinion. Not even, you don't need to respect someone because of age or maybe position or no ideology. The same way, Mr. President, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, whom I paid my allegiance to, is the President of the Republic of Kenya, which I know very well. The same way he's preaching the unity of the country, of the nation. In the same way, we're also saying that it is our
I don't know. Your network is not very stable. Would you kindly? You're breaking.
right.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Can you hear me? I'm hearing you very clearly. I'm saying sharing. Can you kindly share the screen? The comment. Share for me the screen. The comment. That comment of Jeff Sokona. Share your screen.
I think Douglas is asking about whether this AG position is.
Douglas is asking about whether this AG position is. Makobura.
Yes.
This is the question you are asking me. You said there's a question from Jeff Sokona Douglas.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin, I know you don't like AG to go to Nyanza. Oh, Attorney General. AG to go to Nyanza. No, Nyanza is part of the Kenya, and she's a Kenyan who has gotten that position. But not that we don't want AG. But even we had a general who was the CDF general. The CDF general was coming from Nyanza. But what happened? What happened? You understand what happened? So we don't want to go into details. We understand that even some of these positions are not being given in good faith. Makbura, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I'll just want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to everyone who joined us today. Douglas Kibogong, thank you so much for being consistent. Judith Karetha, thank you so much. Maybe to give my opinion on the last comment you've given, didn't watch interview of AG. I cried. You see how many years he went to interview. I'm not so sure what you mean, but what I can say is that The position of AG, of course, is it's a position that is can be given to anyone who fully understand what the law says, someone who is an advocate, someone who has the legal prowess to guide the government and to be the legal advisor of the government and also to the president. So it's a position that can be given to anyone so long as they have the qualification, whether it is taken to Nyanza, whether it is taken to Mount Kenya, whether it is taken to the coast or whichever part of the Republic of Kenya, so long as the person who has been given that opportunity can work for the people, it is well. Whether it doesn't matter where someone is, whether coming from Nyanza, because so long as they can deliver, that is the most important thing. Because if, for example, is he or she is coming from Nyanza, that is just beneficial to her and her family. It is not beneficial to the community of Luo land. What really benefits the entire country and also the community is if that nominee or if that person who has been given that opportunity to serve is performing well. That is what really matters. Yeah, so I've never believed that this issue of someone being given the opportunity based on their community, those to me, I don't support that. And to some extent, I wouldn't want to poke my nose or to get to a point of getting to know who the age is coming, where the age is coming from, his tribe. No. So long as the person is working, so long as he's performing well, that is the most important thing that I care as a Kenyan. Yes, I want to take this opportunity to just say a big thank you to everyone who joined us this evening. This is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you're new to this channel, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us and we'll really appreciate. I want to take this opportunity to give you Miguda to give your final remarks before we close.
My final thoughts, I want to say that we also, as Kenyan people, we need to understand that we are not in a dictatorial state or aristocratic state. We are in a constitutional democracy state whereby it is not only the opinion of the president that matters or of Raila Amolo Odinga. Even you, a commoner, mama mboga, boda boda, mtu wa kinyozi, mtu wa randa, your opinion is also concerned, is also taken care of, matters. Even opinion of a photographer or a blogger matters. You don't need to only value the opinion of one person. And also, we also need to respect each and every ideology. But differing ideologically doesn't mean that now we are enemies or we don't know what we're supposed to do. The fact that we have differed with Mr. Ruto doesn't mean that now we are enemies. He's the president of the Republic of Kenya. We paid allegiance to him, and he's the person who is presiding over this nation. We respect that one very much. But also, we have to speak whenever we are seeing the things that are not going on well, very well. That is my last thought. See you next time, our viewers. Makubura, bye bye.
Okay, thank you. Allow me to also take this opportunity to just say a big thank you to everyone who joined us this evening. We appreciate, and if you're new, kindly like and subscribe. If you do so, just like I'd said, it is a way of supporting us and we'll really appreciate. You can join us tomorrow as we'll be continuing this kind of conversations. What we do here is a conversation geared towards the betterment of our country. And here we say that your opinion counts. I want to take this opportunity to just wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're coming or watching us from. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow.